right. Awesome. Okay. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are maybe joining from, or when you see this video, whichever time you will be watching it. Okay. My name is Terry Omodibo, and I'm the founder of the Leading Beyond Success community. So I call myself the citizenry lead of the community, and beyond that, I'm a brand leadership coach. What I do simply is that I help professionals, individuals create, build systems, processes, and competencies that will enable them make more impact, income, and profits. Okay, so I want to celebrate you for joining me again on another series. I could see one person joining already. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you are joining me from, your name, and where you are joining me from. Oh, no audio. No audio. You want to check again? Right. It says no audio. Please let me know if the audio is back, but I think there should be audio. There should be audio because the app I'm using is not telling me that. So, but let me know if you could still hear. All right. Um, Abiodun Adebayo Akande, thank you for joining and for that comment. Okay, said all right, good. Okay, no. All right, so Abiodun, let me know if you can hear now. You said no audio. I'll be grateful to get that feedback if you could hear me loud and clear. And also, let me know your name, where you're joining me from. Put that in the comments. I'll be excited to know. And then, all right, I'll be excited to know and get that feedback about if you could hear me loud and clear. Also, just for information, this section is being streamed also live on my Instagram channel. All right, my Instagram channel. And so most times I will likely be turning it right here and turning right here just to ensure both sides are working. Okay, so I want to celebrate everyone who also joining me on Instagram. Okay, on Instagram, joining me on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining. Those who are joining live, and for those who will be listening to this on the replay much later, thank you also for joining and listening to the replay. All right. So, like I said, I may likely at some point I'll be moving back here and there, just to ensure I'm capturing both audiences. And if you are watching this and you are not yet following me on Instagram, it would be great also to follow me on Instagram. Okay, I'm just Terry Omodibo on Instagram. So just type the name Terry Omodibo on Instagram and just follow. Okay, thank you. Oh, Benten. Benten, I could see you. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, I want to hear that feedback before I move. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I'll be grateful to want to know that feedback if you could hear me loud and clear. Okay, so I presume from my own end it's okay, but let me know if you could hear me loud and clear. So I'll be starting shortly in another minute or two. In another minute or two, I'll be starting shortly. All right, in my sections, I don't like to wait for too many persons to join. I just believe time is time. All right, this is not supposed to be a very long conversation, and I believe that it's valuable. And for anyone that sees the value, you can as well join on. Also, I'll be grateful if you know persons that you know you can call on right now to join in on this section tonight. All right, the night from my end is going to be an amazing time. In preparing for today's section, all right, I stumbled on so many valuable information, transformational information that I believe is going to be valuable to you. All right, it's valuable to me preparing for this, and I believe it's going to be very valuable and very transformational also to you. Okay, all right, and also just letting you know, all right, that this is also going to be uploaded on my YouTube channel, all right, much later, and then open up some time for persons also to be able to listen to it. All right, so maybe in a day or two or three, I may likely be uploading this on YouTube. So if you're not following me on your YouTube channel, this also be a great time to follow me on my YouTube channel. All right, across all board, my name is Terry Omodibo, and the handles across is Terry Omodibo. So thank you so much for actually complying and joining me also on YouTube. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Also, all right, I like to say this also for those joining me. All right, it would be great. All right, in the course of the conversation, if something resonates with you, all right, something valuable resonates with you, all right, it would be great to put that in the comment section and engage it, all right, to ensure that someone else who also want to get a summary of the valuables from tonight's section can just jump in on the comments and just read through, all right, and just read through and get something valuable in the course of the conversation, all right. I'll be great to also read that as a feedback while I go up in the conversation. Thank you so much for also complying. And for those who also are going to be part of this, all right, if you want your comments to actually show on the screen, that would be great. Just click the name, the link just on top of this video and allow StreamYard to give you access to be able to let us put your name on the screen. All right, great. So I'm going shortly into the conversation for tonight. I believe it's going to be very valuable, all right? It's very valuable, very transformational. Like I said, preparing for the conversation for tonight, for me, it was very transformational. I got so much value. I got so much fired up. I got so much energy to push through. And I got so much, all right, to give back to you, all right, to all those who will be listening to the conversation today, all right? So I got so much, and I believe if you stay back to the end, you're going to also get so much value from the conversation. So all you can do for me is drop your questions in the course of the conversation. All right, I'll probably take those questions at the end. Drop your questions. We'll take the questions at the end of the conversation. And of course, all right, engage and engage and engage and engage tonight's conversation. Thank you so much for complying. All right. So let me go straight right on into what I have today. For Instagram followers, thank you for joining. I appreciate you so much. All right. Feel free to engage the comment section. I'll be grateful to read your feedback. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So jumping into today's conversation. Like I said, it's not going to be a long one, but it's very, 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 very strategic if you want to excel in life. All right. I call it the series, The Recipe for Success in Life, Career, and Business. Recipe. All right. What are the ingredients? What are the things that you need, all right, to master, all right? What are the things, the ingredients that you need to put together to ensure that you become successful in what you do, that you achieve your goals and your desires and achieve it timely or faster, all right, than anyone else, all right? Now, the truth is success is a journey, but it's not competition, okay? It's not competition. Now, you set the pace, all right? It's a marathon. You set the pace and you walk towards it, all right? No competition. But along the line, there will be clues, all right, in trying to unfold the pauses across along the way to get to where you are going, all right? Now, the master, all right, gave us that urge, all right? It gave us that zeal. I will call it zeal. It gives us that push, that inspiration to go out there and make things happen, to go out there and create results, to go out there and live our dreams. But it didn't tell us exactly how to get there. All right, it's so sad. It didn't tell us exactly how to get there. So what exactly happens along the journey is pockets, all right, of clues, all right? Like one of my mentors years back used to say that success leaves clues, all right? And some of the clues that success leaves is actually the reverse, all right? It's failures, all right? Failures are clues that you could pick along your journey, all right, on your way to hitting your goals, on your way to getting to your dreams, on your way to ensuring that business become profitable, on your way to ensuring that your career is very rewarding or fruitful or productive, on your way to ensure that you excel in life much more than you ever imagined, and on your way to building a life of legacy, or to build a legacy, or build a life of impact, of influence. All right. So that's it. Failures is part of the journey. Failures is a part of the process. And that's the reason why I felt this urge. All right. I felt this leading to share today on why you should embrace failure on your way to success. All right? Why you should embrace failure on your way to success, or why you should hug failure. All right. Or why you should embrace, why you should hug failure, or why you should romance failure on your way to success. Very simple. Okay, so that's the reason why, because I knew that failures are clues. All right, failures are clues, and I'm going to be sharing some deep truths, some thoughts around this, and I believe, like I said, it's going to be very valuable for you. So kindly drop your questions for those that are joining. Invite as many persons as you can. All right, now let them know that today we have another conversation, very, very phenomenal to their growth, and it's going to help them in their leadership journey towards their dream goals and career, all right, on the business. So let them know, and have them in here. Okay. So recipe for success in life, career, and business. So if you want to prepare a meal, like I said, if you want to prepare a meal, you need ingredients. All right. You need to put up a couple of things in the right proportion for you to be able to actually achieve the results of the meal. All right. I'm saying this because I normally say I know how to cook very well. All right. But I also know that watching and growing, if you want to cook and you put the wrong ingredients, all right, or you put the ingredients out of proportion, you're going to get a meal, but you're not going to get a right meal. You're not going to get a tasteful meal. Okay? Imagine you put too much salt. Of course, you can't eat the meal. So you want to put the ingredients in the right proportion so that you can achieve the results that you desire. So you can achieve success the way you want it. So you can achieve and get to your dreams faster than you ever imagined. And that's the reason why you need to embrace failure on your way to, all right, and reach success, on your way to your destination, on your way to your dreams. Okay, so I'll start by saying today that many of us are afraid, very scared of the 7-letter word failure. Failure. A lot of people are so scared. A lot of people are so afraid of that word, right? So afraid, so scared of that 7-letter word. Why? Because we have been taught through life. We've had experiences. We've had it upside down, up here and there, being taught in schools that failure is bad. I went through the same thing. My kids are going to do the same thing. Every day, one of the things I do when I get home with my kids, I try to talk, all right, and inspire them. I try to talk, bring in positive thoughts into their mind. Because when they go to school and come back, there was a particular time my daughter sat me down and told me, "Hey, Daddy, my friends say I'm not smart." I said, "You are smart." I gave her every reason why she's smart. I said the fact that she's in that very, she was very good at mathematics, maybe year 1 to year 3, probably 1 to 3, but during the pandemic, all right, when we were doing online classes, all right, it wasn't that effective. Somehow she lost grip of mathematics. So she's been struggling with that year 4 and from 5 now, and she's getting back again. And also during that period, she should be very scared about mathematics. She used to be very, very scared. All right. When she's given mathematics homework, like, "Daddy, not again, not again." I had to go to the school to tell them, "Listen to me." Now my daughter is not scared of maths. That shouldn't be true. Why? Because she's failed it over and over again. And even our friends teach her in class, all right, that she's not smart because of one subject. And I told her, even if you're struggling with mathematics, you are good in other subjects. I know she's good in some other subjects. She's good in CRK. She's good in social studies. She's good in art. She loves other things, music. All right, she's good in some of those subjects. But because of one subject, they were trying to limit her. I had to start doing a lot of counseling. Right? I had to start doing a lot of talking. All right, lots of education to ensure that that goes off her brain. And just yesterday, when I got home, like, "Daddy, I got 10 over 10 in my maths assessment." And I was so happy for her because it took a lot of time to speak through. And I told her, listen to me. Even if you're not good at it, all you need to do is be consistent in practice. Be consistent in practice. There's no one that does the same thing over and over again that will not get mastery over it. That's the truth. If you do something over and over again, you get mastery over it. Like they say, if you want to learn a new habit, you just need to do it at least 21 times. You get mastery over it. All right? You start a new habit. If you want to create success in anything, why do people want to get it just at the first go? Even if you get it at the first go, hey, it's not sustainable because you don't know how it doesn't work. That's the truth. So we have gone through life. We have been taught. We have had experiences from our environment. All right? We've had experiences, not so good experiences anyway, from our environment. That's failure is bad. All right? That we're not smart. Right? That people who don't do well in school drop out of school. And of course, dropouts don't make amount to anything in life. That's what we've been told. That's what we've been taught. All right? And some of us have grown up with that mentality. All right? And that has affected the results in our life. Some of us have even grown with that understanding. Some of us have even grown with that mindset. And today, it has affected several areas of our life. Some of us have lost our self-esteem. Some of us have lost confidence in the ability to create results. Some of us have even lost confidence in ourselves. That's the truth. All right? I'm sharing this and I know what I'm talking about because I've gone through it in some areas of my life too. Okay? I always taught the power of questions. All right? I've talked about the power of questions. All right? Teach that in my sales classes on the power of asking questions. But I normally share this anytime T, and I'm sure I'm ashamed to say that sometimes, all right, earlier on in my life, when I discovered that when you answer questions wrongly, all right, or you fail in answering questions, you don't get the answers right, they laugh at you. So because of the fact that you'll be laughed at, doesn't make some people to come up and answer questions. And I was number one. So I normally say that I went through school, university for 4 years, they asked questions in class one day, maybe once or twice. All right, and it's just somehow, all right, and maybe I didn't say the right people that attempt smart in the class, and that enabled me to ask questions. Okay, but some of us, or most of us, have gone through that same process that we will not ask any question in class because you don't want to be termed that you failed. Okay, you didn't answer it correctly. My daughter, every time she comes out, same thing. Even 2 days ago, she told me she was laughed at because she didn't answer the questions correctly. That's how life has been. That's how we've been taught. That's how we've been mentored. That's the things we say. So that has also affected some of us career. Some of us have affected our businesses. All right. Some of us even don't even go to business because of the fear of failure. That's the truth. But that shouldn't be so. That shouldn't be so. So in preparing for this conversation tonight, all right, I had to do a thorough search. All right, I did research and I discovered that a lot of people who have become billionaires today in life are dropouts. There was a time I wanted to teach. All right, people always say why you shouldn't go to school, right? I know someone who's actually one of the top influencer right now that's actually campaigning something in that direction. That why should you go to school? Why should you go to school? Right? What is the use of going to school? Right? So what's the use of going to school? Wherein going to school doesn't guarantee your success in life. Wherein going to school doesn't guarantee you results in your career or your business. That's the truth. So I did a search and I discovered that most of the top billionaires in the world, they are dropouts. Dropouts. You can mention names. Okay, it's either they dropouts from school or some of them don't even have college degree. It means that they didn't even go to the university. Some of them in the primary school. Okay. I know one very famous one right now in Nigeria. Right. Today it goes about speaking from place to place, but they will tell you that he did not go to school, that it is street billionaire. Right? He will tell you. He will tell you. All right, the CEO of Coast, he will tell you that he didn't go to school. That all he does is street smart, being street smart because of his earlier experience. He didn't even have money to go to school, so he quickly did what we call apprenticeship. All right, we call that apprenticeship here. But that's what he did. And today he's a billionaire. So today, because of the successes he has created in his own industry, in his own area, people now call him to speak. And he speaks and people listen. Even I wouldn't be scared. Of course, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised. Not really scared. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he is even called to Harvard to come and lecture. I won't be surprised because what is it? Results, everything. Results speaks louder. Okay. Thank you, sir. Mr. Coach Adegoke. Thank you so much. All right, I appreciate that. I put that on the screen already. So, but that's the truth. That's where we are today, right? People have bastardized the fact that making mistakes is bad, it's terrible. So because making mistakes is terrible, people don't want to do it. People don't want to even take steps any longer. The threshold level for taking steps or for trying out new things is so low. All right? All right, celebrate you, Instagram. That's my younger brother joining. You join. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Pastor Moses. All right, senior pastor of Bremer House International, joining all the way from Port Harcourt. Thank you so much for joining on Instagram. I celebrate you. Okay, I celebrate you. But that's where we are. That's where we are. Okay. So, but I want us to understand this. That it doesn't. Your success is not determined by your academic qualifications. It's not even today. There is yes, academic qualifications is good, all right. I know people want good certificates here and there, but skills are better. Skills are better. What skill do you have? What can you trade and solve problems with? That's what is the main thing, right? Then you use your certificates to back it up, right? So, like I said, there are a lot of dropouts that have created results, phenomenal results. I can mention this. We know the likes of the Steve Jobs today that is worth over 21 billion. All right. He was removed from his company, failed. It wasn't to the extent that was removed from his company, but to the what was today, even though it's late, but it's presumed to be worth 21 billion US dollars today. All right. Richard Branson floated, all right, the CEO and founder of the Virgin brand, all right, floated several brands under it. All right, there's been research that the Virgin Cola has been the worst, all right, most failed business that he's encountered. All right, floated several businesses, but failed as many, all right, and succeeded in a few. But who cares? The success still rings. But today, worth over 4.4 billion US dollars. Also, people who didn't either drop out or either they didn't finish college. That's the truth. About the famous Mark Zuckerberg. All right, dropped out of school too, and today is worth over 71.5 billion US dollars. Created the application that I'm using right now, although in collaboration with a couple of investors and other partners. But at least the idea, all right, of the innovation of Facebook, which now have now metamorphosed into metaverse, was this idea. Okay, so I love this, right? The famous Colonel Sanders, who is the founder, all right? So we don't call him late Colonel Sanders. We call him Colonel Sanders because of the legacies linked behind of the KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, who only was able to create the results at 65 years old after failing through, trying to create results from his own recipe. And Kentucky today is becoming a famous brand. It's spread into several countries of the world. Bill Gates, today net worth 92.5 billion US dollars. All right. About Nigeria. We have a lot of people here too in Nigeria who have created results. Some of them say school isn't it? All right. School is a waste of time. Let's go create results with the ideas that we have, with the innovations that we have. All right. So I'm saying this to let you know that failure in life is inevitable. It's not something you can run away from. We all must embrace it. It's something you need to embrace. You don't need to shun it. That's the truth. You have to embrace it. You have to love it. All right? All right? You have to love it. You have to love process. You have to love, okay? So gold is not gold until it passes through serious pressure. Refine it. All right? That's what failure does for you. It helps you refine that idea. All right? It tells you how it doesn't work. It tells you how you should go about it. Like I said initially when I started this conversation, I said failure Okay, failures are clues. Or failure is clue. It's a clue. All right. It gives you, all right, it's something you pick along your journey. It's something you pick as you go along the way, right? On your journey towards your dream goals, right? If every time you succeed at what you do, if every time you succeed at what you do, what will you say? All right? You will at some point post everything on you. But sometimes you just need to fail to ensure, right? You just need to fail to let you know that you're still immortal, all right? And that there's a supreme being there that empowers you, that gives you the ideas, that gives you the creative ideas, innovative ideas to create the results that you created. That's the truth. Is someone getting something there? All right. If you're getting something, put on the comments and say, I'm getting something. I'm getting value. All right. I'm getting value. I'm getting something. All right. I'm getting something. I'm getting value. So I believe that from today, some of us needs to love it. I must confess, it's not a pleasant process at all. It's not enjoyable. That's the truth. You don't enjoy it. It's not a nice experience. It's not lovely, right? It's not beautiful. It's not something that you can adore, all right? I turn it to my Instagram audience. It's not something you can adore. It's something that isn't pleasant, but something you should work towards, embrace. And I'm going to share with you some reasons why you shouldn't. You should embrace it. Okay? I'll tell you reasons why you should embrace it. So if I go around that, all right, I've had my own fair share of failing times. Fair share of failing times. All right? Fair share. And the last couple of years has been very, very significant when it comes to failing times. I've had it many years back. Okay, started from failing jam two times, and then got ahead to pass the last one. Okay, failed jam 2 times because I wanted to read medicine. All right, I read medicine and surgery, right? Because I felt that doctors are the best profession you can ever think. And of course, that came from wanting to be like somebody else. My friends are reading medicine and they say we are smart and they say we are brilliant, so why can't we just read medicine or read engineering? All right, I know some of us have gone through that same thing too. You went to read the same course that you're reading because someone else is reading it, or because they say you're smart, and that's the reason why you should be reading those courses, all right? Engineering, accounting, and medicine, same thing, that's the truth. All right? So, but the first time I gave a shot at jam, I didn't hit the cutoff mark, but I didn't want it because I wanted medicine and surgery. Right? What a message that's all about cost. But something in me was telling me, oh God, are you really messing that surgery? But somehow we let that go and we believed, embraced that and believed we could hit it the second time. Did it again the second time. The scores was even far lower because you know at that time you had play to you were in the school system, so you weren't that studious. I wasn't that studious like I was when I was leaving school. So the scores was lower than the first, and of course, what do you expect? And then did it the third time, and I told myself, hey, you ain't got no medicine, I ain't going to school. All right? So failed twice, did it the third time, and I told me any course, give me any course. All right? So I actually got admissions in 2 universities at the same time. Okay? So that's the first share. Or in business, the same thing. All right? Like I told you, I've had the most, I would say, unpleasant experiences in business and life in the last couple of years, the last 7 years. But I would say those have been my most defining moments. The last 7 years has been the most defining moment in my life. I've got to understand myself. I've got to understand why I'm here. I've got to understand why I have purpose. I've got to understand people better. I've got clarity in so many areas. And now I know what I should do. All right? Very unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant experiences. Right? But let's share this. I worked for 5 years after leaving school. Let me put it this way. After leaving school, after leaving service, my service year, all right, my service year, 3 months after my service year, I got a job. So, and I wrote a goal somewhere that I was going to work for 5 years. Why? Because I want experience. I wrote a goal clearly, put that in my Bible. I can remember in the book, and I just kept it. A part of the goal was I was going to work and I want to get experiences in the corporate world, and I was going to work for 5 years. And I wanted a manufacturing experience. So I wrote it, I want a manufacturing experience. So those are the things I wrote in my goals. So, but I started applying to several places, got several interviews. I had the interviews in the places that a lot of people want to work, but somehow I didn't get those jobs. And I applied. I can remember very vividly those of you, if you are in the, used to open Tuesday Guardian many years ago, if you're looking for a job, Tuesday Guardian is the place to go. All right, you see adverts on a particular page. So I caught that there's a very small place. I knew then. I just looked at it, all right, and I did an application. I knew because it wasn't disclosed that was a place, but somehow I just applied and something just told me that this one is going to go through. And it ended up to become a manufacturing company. But don't forget, I wrote a goal and I kept it. I was going to work for 5 years. And in the course of the 5 years, so many things happened. I got to understand what success means. I wanted to know how what leadership was all about. I got into several trainings, personal development. So many things happened along the way. And I had a strong desire coming in, all right, to Lagos, Nigeria, that I wanted to succeed. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be famous. But I didn't know how to go about it. And listening to so many people who were successful, right? And then one day, one very, very successful gentleman made, all right, a statement that got me so uncomfortable that if your life is in circles, if your life is wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, go to work, come back from work, go to watch television, go to bed, if your life is in circles, that you can never succeed in life that way. That the only way you can succeed is start a business, all right? I said, is it true? Really? Oh, okay, let's start a business. So I became very comfortable, was planning how to start a business. Not sure, started a business. Okay, like a lot of us want to start a business. Started a business was doing so well, the business was growing, the business was doing very, very well, and then I resigned. All right, I told you 5 years. 5 years came, I didn't know, but somehow, everything happened that while I was planning to resign, it was already 5 years. Okay, I didn't resign because for 5 years, I needed to resign to pursue and build the business, and somehow I just discovered it was 5 years. That's the power of goal setting. Then came out, did that business, did it very big. We were doing huge turnovers, all right, over 150 million at a particular year. I did the calculation because I was taking a record. The calculation, we did over 150 million, all right, in turnovers in a small business. And I felt, wow, this was good. We're pushing that business, and somehow, at some point, that business started to decline, and I lost millions. I ran into debts. All right, it's like moving down the hill so fast. Just in the process, I had to start another business, but of course, it took some time to build that. All right, and we expect that it's going to take a shorter time to build another, but it didn't come that way. So both businesses at the same time were not able to sustain us. It was that bad, and that was my valid season. But that's where I found purpose. That's where I found the reason of what I'm doing today. That's where I had an encounter. That's where I heard this strong word once. 31st December, I was praying, God, what will you have me do? What will my new year looks like? What will my vision? What's my vision for my life? Trying to find what is it that you're saying that I can hear? And it came clearly, all right, from scriptures, that except the corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it abides the same way. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. Hey, that was my defining moment. That identified me in that situation. That except the corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies. That was my dying period. I took consoles. I took solace in that word. That, hey, I'm going to bring out much fruit. Hey, I'm going out there to my work. Hey, I'm going out there to go reach out and live my life to the fullest. That was the beginning, right? If you break yourself into multiple lives, of course, you're going to get the rewards in multiple forms. Zig Ziglar says you can help enough people to get what they want, you get what you want. That was it. And I told myself from that day that my life will be on the offering, sacrificial. My life will be broken into many lives. Hey, I found this that I'm doing today from that season. That's why you need to embrace failure. Sometimes those seasons of your life, if you really look at it the other way, there lies the results you'll be seeking after. There lies the results your heart pants for. That's the truth. Sometimes some of the things we're doing today is the things that we find ourselves doing, not what we were created to do. We find ourselves doing it, or we're doing it for money, or we're doing it for several reasons that we've titled. But the truth is that if you do The things you were called to do, you will find joy, you will find peace, you will find results, you will find happiness, all right? And of course, you find fulfillment in it. That was it. I lost millions, but I found purpose. I lost millions, but I found purpose. And of course, purpose can bring back the millions, or is bringing back the millions. Today, whatever decisions I take, it's strategic to that. I told myself, if I have to build again, I have to build the right way. I have to set the right foundation. Some of the things, the content I wrote, some of the directions. Today I was looking at my book. All right, these are the times I brought out this book. I was writing courses, writing the vision, writing some of the things I created. I didn't understand. I was just anything that comes to my mind. I was writing them down. I look at the book today. I'm like, how did I even create these things? How did I even write these things? I didn't understand. Sometimes I spend the whole day nowhere to go, right? Just writing, just reading, just studying, just trying to create, just trying to do so many things. I'm telling you, that's how this life I live today was created. And I bless God for that. I thank God for that. So you want to embrace failure because in it lies the finest of the finest of gold that you've always been yearning for. That somehow you couldn't even fathom, but today you could connect with, because the truth is that what you're looking for is looking for you. When you see it, you connect with it. What you're looking for is looking for you. Sometimes you may not be able to identify it, but when you see it, you connect with it. You recognize it. I recognize this. That's the reason why you can't push me around now. I know this. I know this like I know my name. Okay? I need to move on. All right? The time is running fast. So failure in life is inevitable. It's something you embrace and not shun. All right? Without failure, there's no growth. It is necessary companion for success. Hey, yeah. It's the necessary companion for success. All right? So you need to understand that the more you fail, the more you win. The more you, so I'm using the word failure because that's the topic, but it's really that failure is not failure in itself. And I'm going to share some of those things as we run, as we grow. All right? So if you've never failed before, it means you never try new things. If you never failed before, you never try new things. That's the truth. For you to be able to achieve great results in your life, you would have attempted things that sometimes that scare you out, that scare you the most. In short, the more things you are scared about, or the things you fear the most times, are the things that will give you the biggest success in your life. Let me say that again. The things that you fear the most are most likely the things that will give you the biggest success in your life. Your body is designed in such a way to protect you, especially when you say things that are bigger than you. Let me tell you the truth. And that takes me to the science of failure. The science of failure. There's a science to it. All right? There's a reason why a lot of us were afraid to fail. I just gave you a story of my daughter. She was afraid to fail in mathematics. She was afraid to fail in mathematics. Okay. To the point that I had to start talking and speaking to her. Yesterday, Daddy, I scored 10 over 10. I was excited for her. I was encouraged for her. And I told her, today we wrote a goal at the beginning of the term. Hey, this is what you want to get. Put everything there, 100%, excellent. And then we speak to her. So you sometimes, coming out from there, she's more fired up to get there, to get better to a goal. So our bodies have been created, all right, or the mind or the brains have been created in such a way that it inhibits failure. All right, I'm going to share that now on the science to failure, on the science behind failing, on the science behind failing. When we experience win situations, our brain releases what we call the endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. All right, serotonin. Those are the three things. Okay. All right. So I told you when I shared my story that I was meant to read medicine and surgery. All right. I applied to OAU the first year. All right, it didn't work out. I really went the next year, I did work out, and I gave up. And I got 2 admissions in the 3rd year. And I told myself I was going to read anything. And the next thing that we were to read, I know some of us are following right now. If you're not reading medicine, there's a next subject, right? Next course to read, and that's biochemistry. So I graduated from biochemistry. I got biochemistry on those 2 universities, and I chose one, and I went for it. Okay, so I understand what dopamine does. All right, that's why I brought that story up. So I'm a biochemist. All right, so we studied all those things. All right, we studied all those chemical reactions. So the brain releases those 3, all right, 3 hormones, and those 3 hormones are called the happy hormones. All right, they're the things that make us feel good. All right, they are the things that promotes positive feelings, the feelings of happiness, the feelings of pleasure. Okay, this every time you achieve a good result, you want to repeat that again. You want to go over it again and again. You want to see, if I can do this, I can do this. That's the experience that my daughter had yesterday. All right, when she achieved the result, she said, "Hey, Daddy, I'm going to get the next one." That's what happens when you do the first one, you get the results. You want to do the next one. The dopamine, the serotonin, and all right, and the endorphins. Those are the 3 hormones. We call them the happy hormones. Now, the dopamine is called the feel-good hormone. It's a neurotransmitter that is associated with pleasurable sensations, things that are pleasurable, right? Fun-like, all right? That gives you that feeling of fulfillment. The serotonin helps to regulate your mood, so you feel happy, all right? All right, you have nice sleep, all right? It increases your memory, and it helps your learning ability. You want to learn, okay? So I'm excited today, and I want to repeat this broadcast again, all right, next week Friday, because I'm excited right now. I'm excited because, all right, sharing this topic gets an excitement inside me, all right? And of course, I'm getting results in what I'm doing right now. So there's that feeling that comes in. It means right now my brain has secreted dopamine, serotonin, and what? Endorphins. And endorphins is your natural body pain reliever. All right? It produces those hormones in response to stress and discomfort, and it helps you to be able to organize yourself and put yourself in a mood for joy and happiness. But when we experience failure, other hormones are released. There's a hormone called the cortisol that is released. All right? It is that hormone that it's called the flight or fight hormone. Okay, that's popularly known as the fight or flight hormone. It is that hormone that responds to danger, right? It's that hormone that brings that emotion that comes in when you feel fear. When you think about fear or internalize fear, that's the hormone that shows up, and that prevents you from taking action. It prevents you from taking the next step. It prevents you from going all the way, from trying again. Cortisol, all right? It's natural. It's natural. There's nothing you can do about it. It will be secreted. But God also gave us wisdom. God also gave us his person. God also gave us the ability to be able to make choices. So you can choose, even though those hormones are released, you can choose which of them you want to respond to. That's why we have the power of choice. That's why we are human beings. We are beings. All right? We make choices. We have the power of choices. We can decide to choose this or choose this. Right? So when we experience failure, we tend to want to respond to the mood of A, not again. A, this is so bad. A, I'm a failure. A, not again. I can't do this all over again. Can't do this again. We try to respond to that. But we can make choices to respond to the hormones mentally, using your mind to respond to the joy hormones, the hormones for happiness. We can make those choices. So we can decide whether failure will be an occurrence for you or an event. When failure is an occurrence, it means it happened And then we move past. But when it becomes an event, it means you want to make it memorable. So when you have win situations, it becomes an event in your life. You want to always bring back the memories. But when you have treating failure as an occurrence, it's even better. If you treat it as an event in your life, and you bring back those memories, every time you bring those memories affect your mood. And of course, when they affect your mood, it affects your emotions. When they affect your emotions, it affects your behavior. When it affects your behavior, it affects your ability to make decisions. And when you make decisions that are negative and are opposed to where you are going or what you want to do, of course, what you get, negative results. That's the reason why you want to be very careful, all right? I'm very critical, I'm very intentional about how you respond to issues or respond to the occurrences in your life. Life happens, and life will always happen. You cannot do anything about it. Hey, trust me, you will fail. Let me say it again. It's not a curse. You will fail. Let me say to my Instagram fans, hey, thank you, Adufe David, for joining. I appreciate that. All right. You will fail, Instagram fans. You will fail. That's the truth. Let me assure you, you will fail. But trust me, even though when it happens, life happens, like it happened to me. Did I plan to? Did I plan to go through the seasons? Life happened. Business decided to slow down. Things I've built, Paul, I built and emptied. All right, put all myself into it, like I like to plug it. Somehow, they didn't give the results. Life happened. Okay, I wasn't mature enough to handle it at that particular time, and it happened wrongly. I put it the negative way, right? But God gave me strength through it, and today I'm better off. Today I'm brighter. Today I'm doing things better, all right? More focused, more, and we are building something that will be transgenerational. That's it. That's what I love about it. So you can choose to make failure an occurrence or an event in your life. So what do? Choose which of them. Choose to have it as an occurrence, something that happens and goes. Don't dwell there. Don't dwell there. There's a survey, right? Because of my research, I jumped on the survey, right? A 2015 survey by the social network called LinkUpGo found out that 31% of adults say they are afraid of failure more than those who are afraid. 31% of adults say they are afraid of failure more than those who fear spiders. Let me say that again. A 2015 survey by a social network LinkUpGo found out that 31% of adults say they are afraid of failure more than those who fear spiders. People are afraid of spiders. They're afraid of failure more. 31% more persons are afraid of failure than spiders. Hey, that's terrible. But you can switch that for yourself. You can switch it. Why? Failure is what you make it or make of it. Failure is what you defined it to be. It is what you call it to be that it is. Faith calls the things that be not as though they were. Flip it around. Instead of failing, switch to faith. Faith calls those things that be not as though they were. So switch that failure mindset to a faith mindset. That's what I did. I can do it. I can succeed. I will succeed. In short, I must excel in what I do. You can switch that around and you will get tangible results. The truth is that when you begin to make positive affirmations about your goals, make positive affirmations about your dreams, when you make positive affirmations about the things you want to do, there is a release that comes. There's an excitement that comes in. And of course, those hormones will release and then you become excited. And then somehow you just feel good about yourself. I remember the last time I was sharing about my, is it vision or trance or whatever you call it, all right? I don't know what to call it, maybe vision or trance, where I saw myself, all right, in a small room and we're having a nice time sharing about our success stories. It was so inspiring. It was so real. It was so, I could touch it. I could feel it, all right? We had very successful people, billionaires, inspiring a small room, sharing those successes, success result. I was sitting on a stool like John Maxwell. Hey, then I had it. Yeah, I think I listened to John Maxwell. Maybe that was inspired, but I was sitting on a stool like John Maxwell. And then we were just sharing and just sharing. And somehow I just snapped out of the room. I'm like, hey, why did this stop? I was excited when I was done. And I took my book and I started writing about the things that I got there, what the things I'm going to do. That's what it brought out a lot of excitement. I'm telling you. So today, you can't tell me, Jack, all right? I always pick up myself again every time. I say, hey, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I need to get this again. I need to get this done. I need to get all over this again. I need to move from this level to the next level. I need to do something differently. You're not getting the results so far. I need to do something differently. That's it. So failure is what you make of it. You need to switch it around so you can get better results. Okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to say on that is failure opens up opportunities for growth and learning from our mistakes. Right? It opens opportunity for growth and learning from our mistakes. We make mistakes. Okay? I shared the content many months back on mistakes. Mistakes come from the two, it's a compound word, miss and takes. Now in photography, when the photographer takes a shot at you, they call it take one. They take another shot, they call it take two. Sometimes they can take 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. Takes. And then they look for the best one. So the first shot may be a mistake. That doesn't mean that it's not a good shot. It's just not the best shot. So why do we go on in life with a mentality that mistakes are bad? You should go with the fact, don't make intentional mistakes or don't make conscious mistakes. Don't make foolish mistakes. That's the right word. Make mistakes, right? There are some mistakes that have created opportunity for innovation and creativity. Mistakes. Sometimes even I'm also a music lover, a music maestro, all right? I love music and I play music. I teach music too, all right? So sometimes, most of the time, creativity in music are mistakes, all right? You're trying to sing and you try to slur, or you try to ad lib, and somehow you make a mistake, and somehow it just cool. Okay, or when we're training choirs and then we're trying to teach the parts, and then somehow we teach a wrong part, and somehow that just makes some good sense. All right, when you play the keyboards too, sometimes you're trying to run your scale, and running your scale, you just make a mistake, but the tune looks good, somehow it just looks good. That's it. Most mistakes are the opportunities for creativity. They are the opportunities for innovation. Most mistakes. Check it out. That's the truth. Someone was just trying things out, and somehow it just happened. I was listening to the founder of Paystack during the time when I think Paystack got some funds, like about $200 million US dollars. And I was listening to him, and he said he and his friend were just trying things out and somehow he just did something, and it looked like a mistake, but somehow that's how he was able to charge somebody's account. And that was the beginning and the birth of Paystack. Embrace failures. Embrace mistakes. The famous Thomas Edison, says, I have not failed. Okay? I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that it will work. Don't paint failure as failure. Paint it the right way. So why should you embrace failure? All right? I have 7 reasons why you should embrace failure. 7 reasons why you should embrace failure. Okay? I say failure are the fingerposts on the road to your achievements. That's what C.S. Lewis said. They are the fingerposts. I said it before, that they are clues. All right? You see them as clues on the way to where you're going. Don't paint it badly. All right? Don't paint it badly. Be focused. Be focused. Hey. Wow. Thank you, everyone joining Instagram. Thank you so much. All right, if you're joining, please let me know where you're joining me from. It would be great to be able to celebrate you. All right, this is the Part of the Success Live with Terry. All right, I do this every week, and I share the ingredients and recipe for success in life, careers, and business. Okay. So today I'm sharing on why you need to embrace failure on your way, journey to success in your life, career, and business. And I believe so far, all right, it's this has been very transformational. I've been very excited about today, all right? Maybe because it's something that I've passed through, I've experienced in, so maybe that's why I'm sharing this passion. Because sincerely, your life will never remain the same again, all right? If you're just joining, if you don't listen to, go back there and listen to this all over again. You're going to get something that is going to transform your life. Okay? So why should you embrace failure on your way to success? I'll give several reasons, and then I'll wrap up with another 10, and then I'll be done for today. Why should you embrace failure? Number one reason why you should embrace failure: that failure is feedback. Failure is feedback. I learned this during my season of I would say waiting, or season of expression. All right. The failure is feedback. Failure is telling you, hey, that's not how to do it. Failure is telling you, do it this different way, do it differently. Failure is telling you that's not the way to go. Failure is telling you you can do this again and again. Failure is telling you build consistency. Failure is telling you build persistency. Failure is giving you feedback. So all you need to do is learn the lessons. I listened to Steve Harvey. I can't forget. I played that video over and over again. A video, a presentation or a speech that he did at one of the, I think it's Hammermet or so, or one of the universities. All right. I listened to that video over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. All right. That in every circumstances, there is a lesson and there's a blessing. Which one are you going to do? Learn the lessons and, of course, suffer the blessings. So I see my season as a lesson and a blessing. Why? It came out, all right? The blessings, I'm a servant of the blessings because it helped me to be able to create the things I've never thought I'd have created before. That was my heartbeat initially, but some I didn't know how to go around it. And of course, the same thing, there's lessons to learn. It gave me feedback. Hey, that's not the right to go. All right, that's not spending all your money and investing everything into business. That's not the right to go. This is how you should take it. There should be an exit strategy in business. You should plan it. You should have written a business plan before engaging that business. So I got a lot of things. You shouldn't have gone with these people. You shouldn't have done this. You should have. So I got the lessons and I also got the blessings because that opened up into the things I'm doing today. Okay, so there's a lesson. Learn the lessons. Failure is feedback. Bill Gates says, it's fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure. It's fine to celebrate successes. We all love to celebrate success. But what? It's more important to heed the lessons of failure. So learn the lessons of failure is where happiness happens. That's said by, that equals to more success. Learn the lessons of failure is where growth happens. And of course, when you grow, that gives back to more success. So failure is feedback. Take the feedback and move. Next one is that failures build character. Failure builds character. Attitude is everything. You can rise to the top speedily, but only character keeps you there. Character is a process. Character is a journey. You can't build character in a day. You can build it over time. Build trust, build integrity over time. You have it as a seed, but you build it. Right? So during your season of failure, man, you build strong values, strong character that will enable you to sustain the success that you will get, especially if it's going to be massive success. Where is he that want to build a house? You want to build a skyscraper without looking fast, counting the cost, and ensuring that what you want to build will survive. So you want to dig deeply and ensure that all the roots, everything that you need to do, the pillars are in the right, all right, are deeply rooted. That's my next topic. Pillars of success. I'm going to do that right now. Okay? Ensure that they are deeply rooted. Ensure that everything is strong and solidly, deeply rooted. Failure builds character. Take Joseph in the Bible. All right, same thing. He went through hell. He used to talk. He used to just blah, 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 blah. Just respond. Yeah? That's the reason why we're going to just share his dreams to everyone. Even people that hate him, you share the dreams to them. But over time, he was able to build character. And then he knew how to respond in seemingly difficult times. Why? Because he's been through a season failing forward. Failure builds character. Number 3, failure releases your potential. Failure releases your potential. Failure brings out your best. All right? It brings out your best. It is not it is not a sign of lack of intelligence at all, but it's a sign of courage. It's not a lack of intelligence at all, it's a sign of courage. It helps you to bring out the best in you. It helps you to unleash the best part of you. Okay? Kamel Paglia said something. I want to make this quote, right, just to buttress this. He said, in the real world, smart people fail and mediocre people rise. That's obvious, all right? Smart people fail, mediocre people rise. He said, what makes people fail or succeed are skills. That has nothing to do with your IQ. It has nothing to do with intelligence. The idea of intelligence gauged by IQ test is said to be a riddance. So you cannot equate IQ to success. You cannot equate it to success. You cannot equate it to being smart. Right? Like I told my daughter, the fact that you didn't do well in mathematics doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that X is smarter than you. Right? You didn't do well, just gives you feedback. Hey, you didn't do well because you didn't practice enough. All you need to do is sit back and practice more. Be consistent. Learn it. So I told her, I bought a book. So yeah, let's learn. So I offered myself to also teach her, right, where I can, as much as possible. All right. So that's it. Don't equate it. It's the skills that guarantee the results. It's the skills that you can say equates to your success, not really the fact of your IQ. So it's not intelligence. It's not a lack of intelligence. Failure releases your potentials. Number 4, failure makes you fearless. Hey, I'm fearless. I fear nothing. I fear no one right now. No one. I fear nothing. Failure releases your success. Failure makes you fearless. All right? On the other side of fear is success. I told you, most times, the things you fear the most, if you look at it behind the reverse side, there's success waiting for you. Most times, your body has been designed in such a way to kick in those hormones of fear, all right? Especially in the things that looks highly unsurmountable. I know, and I've experienced it several times in my life, that when things become very tough and difficult, that's where success is about to break out. Just stay one more time, and then you see results. That's happened to me several times in my life. I'm telling you the truth. Most times at the last minute, that success just breaks out. So it makes you fearless. Michael Jordan says that I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed it. He said, I've failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed. Failure makes you fearless. All right? Failure brings out the best out of you. All right? There's something I want to say. I don't know if I'm right. Failure makes you buga. All right? Everybody buga on music today. All right? That you resist your shoulder. All right? It makes you, all right, not proud really, but it makes you fearless. You fear no one. You've gone through several, all right? Like they said, he that is on the floor fears no fall. You're down, so I fear, all right? You are bold. So I've said failure makes you bold. Yes. Number 5, failure helps you see opportunities better. It makes you see opportunities better. Okay? It opens you up to possibilities. It opens you up to opportunities. Sometimes it is even in those seasons that you could spot it. Find out. Do a research. Check it out. People who have created the most results in businesses are those who spotted those things while there was nothing. the two brothers that created Airbnb, it was in their mess situation that idea came up. Check it out. The brothers, the what they call it now, Wright brothers, same thing, created, all right, the airplane out when they were in their mess situations, failing seasons. So failure helps you to see opportunities better, and it opens you to possibilities. At that point, you don't see anything that is impossible. You see, hey, your mind is open to opportunities, and you want to get results that way. Okay? John Maxwell says that the difference between an average person and the difference between average people and achieving people is their perception and response to failure. Number 6, failure makes you gain more followership. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful when I share this. All right. So I'm saying this in terms of the social media age. Right. And as I put this here because I'm going to say it slightly. All right. Or maybe some other time I can dwell more on it and open it more. But there's a research that is bound to this. All right. This step, if you do it right, you get the result. If you don't do it right, you won't get the result. Okay. So doing it right is not about being careful now. It just happens. Right? You just fail. So, all right. So when highly competent people or highly placed people, or we could say people who are successful, make blunders. All right. They make blunders, right? And they make mistakes at that level. Somehow, instead of castigating them, all right, somehow people get to say, oh, well, they're still humans. For them, they have created these results before. They're still humans. Right? People now see them in their authenticity. People now see them in their real state. Because at the beginning, before creating the successes, all right, especially on social media, it's perception. People see the person, hey, this guy is big, this guy is this guy is that. Right? But at some point, they make those mistakes, people tend to overlook. And somehow, that creates results. Sometimes those people go viral. People get to know them, and that brings followership from them. So if you flip it around, it could create results, but especially to people who are seen to be smart and confident. So if Elon Musk now says something or make a big blunder, make mistakes, sometimes it may not decrease his followership. It may skyrocket it, increase it by multiple folds. That happened too recently with Yula Doshi. He made a mistake, he made a blunder. He owned it up. People started giving excuses for it. That became a debate, became a topic. It was taught in churches, it was taught in mosques, taught everywhere. Even some influencers came up to say they support. Some says they are not supported. It became a topic. And he said that he had over 60,000 comments on that post. 60,000 comments. And he made a point that I sat down to look. He said, to note, he said, in his whole career, he has never had such engagement in his career as a Nollywood actor. But just that blunder brought so much publicity and visibility to him. So in psychologists call it the pratfall effect. If you use it wisely, you could gain followers. That was failure in a sense, failing in marriage, marrying 2 wives. But at the end of the day, made excuses for people, made excuses for him, made excuses for his mistake, but it created a lot of followership. It created a lot of followership, not followership as in followership, and authenticity. And people knew him more, and of course, people now will love him more. That's number 6. Number 7, failure presents an opportunity to begin again and again. You heard the word before, fail forward. This is an opportunity for you to fail forward. Fail forward. Failure is simply an opportunity to begin again and again. Henry Ford says that failure is an opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. So you want to go over it again. You want to start all over again. Now better. I'm starting all over again. I started over, so not I'm starting. I started all over again, but now more intelligently. Not making any mistakes in the past, correcting the errors of the past, and I'm able to create and build over that, and now creating results, and now helping a lot of people in several continents now. People now listen to me, right? If you were in that business before, dwell there, I would have really created a lot of results in that space, money, maybe for my household. But now I'm making more impact, which is what actually what was my heartbeat. Now, creating a business, I'm building my business now carefully so that I can avoid some of the errors and mistakes of the past to make it more rewarding. So see failure that way. That's how you must embrace it. That's how you must see it. Never, ever, ever see it in the wrong perspective. There are 7 reasons why you should embrace failure. Now, I'm going to wrap this conversation today by telling you, so what do you do when you fail? What do you do when you fail? What to do when you fail? Number 1, never ever internalize failure. Separate yourself from the event. Separate yourself. You are not a failure. You are a success going somewhere to happen, not a failure. Separate yourself from events. Someone says that failure is a verb, not a noun. What's a noun? A noun is the name of any person, place, or thing. Noun is a name of people. Now is a name, but see failure as an article. It's something that is joined, it's a part of your life, but not an event in itself, not something you should dwell in. So never internalize it. Never call yourself wow. So that those hormones don't work against you. So you don't internalize it and your emotions begin to work in a direction and your mood begins to change and you begin to react. And the next thing, you will create even more mess than when you started from. As you internalize your thwarted failure to achieve your goals and interpret them as personal failure, your self-doubt and stress activate and strengthen your brain's involuntary neural networks. The result is that your brain is less successful in problem solving and emotional control. That's what happens when you internalize failure. Never ever internalize failure. Napoleon Hill says, most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. Never ever internalize failure. Number 2, what to do when you fail. Number 2, never punish yourself for failing. Never punish yourself for failing. You get rewards when you get it. That's true. Don't ever punish yourself. All right? A lot of people will say, reward yourself when you succeed. All right? Celebrate yourself when you succeed. All right? When you fail, don't celebrate yourself, punish yourself. Don't do that. So it doesn't send the wrong signals. And of course, so you don't get the wrong message. Research says that it induces anxiety from the fear of a negative outcome when you punish yourself for failing, and that inhibits your performances in moving to the future. Never ever punish yourself for failing. Number 3, treat failure as a setback. Right? I've said that before. It's not an event. It's an event. It's an occurrence. Something that just happened. Just happened. Don't internalize it. So see it as a setback. Remember, you are not a failure. You are only at a simple setback in your pursuit. Don't ever, ever see it as an issue. There's only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve. It's the fear of failure. That's what Paulo says. Paulo Coelho. It says the only thing that makes your dream impossible to achieve is the fear of failure. Don't be afraid. Don't punish yourself. Treat it as a temporary situation, not permanent. Number 4, celebrate small wins. I learned that very early in my personal development journey. Celebrate small wins. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. Celebrate the little successes. Everything you said you want to do, if you did it, you're successful. You did it, you're successful. Collect those small wins and celebrate them. That sends the right signals into your body. That sends the right hormones. That creates the right mood. That creates the right situation around you. And of course, that creates joy. And of course, that creates more successes. Celebrate small wins. Celebrate tiny victories. Celebrate tiny triumphs. The everyday haha moments. Right? They will definitely take you there. Don't try to rush success. Celebrate those times. Right? We don't have to engage in grand actions to participate in the progress of change. Small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. That's what the whole world says. All right? Celebrate small wins. I need to wrap this conversation quickly. Number 5, get motivation from previous triumphs. All right? I'm supposed to share the story of David, but I'm not going to share that today. But David kill the lion. And when he was faced Goliath, he said, if I were able to kill the lion, I can take on this Goliath. Right? Go in past all the successes you've had in the past. Draw motivation and inspiration from that and move on. As I said, get motivation from your previous victories, from your previous triumphs. Get inspired by it. If you did this in the past, you can do it again. And then go ahead. Have the courage to go and take on the next big thing. Of course, you will succeed doing that. Right? If you have a dream, don't just sit there. Gather courage to believe that you can succeed and leave no stone unturned to make it a reality. That's what Dr. Napoleon said. All right? Number 6, run after self-development. Run after self-development. Learn new things. Learn new skills. Right? Learn new skills. James Allen says, men are anxious to improve their circumstances, but unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. When you run into circumstances, when you run into troubles, how do you get out of it? Run after developing yourself. Sometimes, or most times, the answer to those failing times or failing seasons is written in a book. Someone had that experience. Someone had that story, shared the story. When I listened to that sprout, I saw myself in it during those seasons. All right? So you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. I listened to one video over and over again. I couldn't even repeat all those things that he said. I saw myself that this man, if he could make it, he could do it. I couldn't do it. And God said help in multiple areas, multiple ways. Run after self-development. It's a lifeline. Don't ever forget that. And number 7, last on the list. Go all out. Go all out. Go all out. Sarah Dempsey says, forget failure. If things didn't work out the way you want, hold your head up high and be proud and try again and again. Go all out. Go and do it again and again. Try it again. Take a shot at that again. All right? Go into that business and do it again. Take a new strategy and try up again. Go out there and do it again. That idea that came to you, unleash it again. All right? Find out how to do it better and do it again. And again. And again. And again. And again. Until you create the results that you want. Whatever I've shared to you today, all right, I'm saying to myself, I also need the motivation and inspiration to go do it again and again. I'm not where I want to be. I know I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. I've moved a step further by doing this again and again and again and again until the big results come, until the big platforms. So I'm sharing this today. I'm looking at the screen, but tomorrow I see myself, all right, in a room with thousands of people, and I'm saying this again and again. Right? I'll conclude today's conversation by saying, the quote by not Winston Churchill, popular quote that failure is not final. Failure is not fertile. It's the courage to continue that counts. Conrad Hilton says, success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving forward. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Lastly, Marilyn Monroe says, just because you failed once doesn't mean you have failed at everything. Keep trying. Hold on. And always believe in yourself. Because if you don't, then you will. I believe this conversation today has been worth a while. It has blessed me. And I believe that if you listen to me, it has also blessed you too. If you listen to the replay, feel free to engage in the comment section, the things that resonate with you in the course of the conversation. And I believe you are the next success the world is waiting for. Right? You're the next success that the world is waiting for. So thank you so much for everyone who have joined so far. Thank you, Coach Adekoke, for joining. Thank you, my brother, Mr. Moses Omodibo, for joining. Senior Pastor Rema House International, all the way from Port Harcourt, joining. The David, thank you for joining, and every other person who have joined tonight, and those who will be listening to this again on replay, those who will be watching on YouTube, and every other platforms that this is going to go on to. Whatever that relates to you, please put it in the comments and engage. All right, I'll be glad to read your feedbacks. I'll be glad to read from you how this conversation today has helped you. But if you do not add anything so far from this conversation today, just know that you are not a failure. You are a success. Go ahead and succeed, because success is who you are. Thank you so much, and I'll see you. My name is Terry Omodibo, brand leadership coach, and I'll see you again the same time on another edition on the Pathways to Success Live with Terry. The Pathways to Success Live with Terry, same time next Friday. Bye-bye.